Ladies and gentlemen, this is a video I know most of you waited a really long time for, and I am so sorry it took this long, but hey, better late than never. It was coming eventually. So let's kick it off, because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. Oh boy. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy here, ACG, Afro Car Guy. If it's your first time swinging by, I want you to go ahead and stop, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell icon so you can stay notified of all my videos when they jump. And let's jump straight into today's video. So today is very special, and I know I say that about all my videos, but today I really do mean it because this is a video for the 4th gen community as far as turbocharging our platforms. So, you want to turbocharge a 4G Eclipse, specifically the 4-cylinder motor? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, it's gonna walk in the park. I mean, it may seem like it's a walk in the park, but trust me, it's more like a walk up Mount Everest. It's pretty approachable. So let's kick off this list with a lot of the several items I've purchased so far up to this point. And it's kind of fun because it's pretty much like an Easter egg type thing. You're collecting all the infinity stones for the ultimate plan. I made that reference. So there's a handful of things you will need to get in order to turbocharge the 4th gen platform. Specifically, like I said, the 4-cylinder. With the platform being boosted, quote unquote, you'll be looking at about 300 wheel horsepower, but probably a little bit more at the crank and stuff like that. But it's definitely a power increase with the motor once it is boosted. They don't make a flat out kit for the car. Like I said, you have to source every single part you need. Luckily, shout out to one of my bros in the 4G community hooked me up with this kit. I need it with most of the custom made parts, and everything else is more or less things you can just buy in general in order to wrap up the kit. So I have my list here about the price tag of most of the things. Honestly, I'm not gonna speak too much on the price tag because there's so much stuff, and I honestly didn't catalog all I've been buying, and I said life's been happening. So let's just say somewhere around $3,100 is where you're looking at for all of this, give or take a couple $100. Okay. So kicking off the list is number 1, Tactrix Openport 2.0 cable. This is what you'll be using to pretty much tune the Eclipse or get different maps onto the Eclipse that will allow you to tune the software in the car in order to get it going. I don't know much more to say about it. This is pretty much your tuner. The tuning is pretty much sent from Alex. Yeah, I know him from my last video about trying to turbocharge the Eclipse, but that's pretty much where the tune comes from, and I believe it's Fastworks or something along like that. But this is the item you'll need in order to tune the car, and not just tune it for boost. This could be used for just tuning the car in general to get anything into the computer in order to make the car act a little differently. I actually picked this up off another close 4G fam type of dude. He let it go because he ended up letting go of his 4G for other reasons. So he ended up letting me get this for a good price, but I think you can find this online for about 180 bucks. Like I said, it comes with the actual tuning OBD2 plugin that you'll need, a USB cord that connects the laptop to the Openport, and a few more little plugins here and there. I don't really know what any of that stuff does, but we're about to find out pretty soon. But yeah, you will definitely need an Openport Tactrix cable in order to tune the platform. Next up, since it's the first thing that pretty much I saw I could grab, is your turbo manifold. The turbo manifold is exactly as the name implies, it's the manifold that's going to hold the turbo. This is 100% custom made, so this is the part that you'll need to get sent out to Alex or have Alex send out to you in order to have him fabricated for the platform. There are other companies like Unsupported Performance coming up in the game in order to help provide more of a aftermarket approach to the 4th gen Eclipse when it comes to turbocharging it, but it's still in the works. So as of now, Alex is the only dude I know of that that manufactures the turbo manifold that's needed to bolt into the 4th gen platform, 4-cylinder, obviously. This one has been powder coated or ceramic coated black, so it should help retain most of that heat within the piping. I'm pretty sure I might get the whole thing wrapped up in the thermal wrap, but to be honest, the way it's looking, I don't think that would be possible the way the welds are all tight and stuff, but it's no big deal. So yeah, this part is about, because I know I wrote this down, this part is somewhere around $400 to $500 to get manufactured by Alex, or pretty much in general, because I know other companies like RRPM or RRM makes a manifold, but it's about $700 on their website. But yeah, here it is. All around. I like the workmanship on this. I like the black. It looks really nice. I like it in general. I can't wait to actually hook it up to the car. But like I said, this is what's needed in order to adapt the new manifold, in order to adapt the turbo to the platform. So following the turbo manifold, we have our downpipe. This is also 100% custom made. It has a V-band attached to it, and it's a flex pipe. I believe this is also custom made. This is what I bought off a 4th gen dude that was selling his kit. He's never used it before, so all this is still brand new. It's just he wanted bigger, better things. So the downpipe, like I said, is 100% custom made. This one specifically has several connections throughout for different things like O2 sensors and sensors for your gauge system and stuff like that for the interior of the car. Same deal, ceramic coated with, not ceramic coated, powder coated. It's been coated with the black covering to give it that heat retention type of deal. I like the overall workmanship of this as well. That black really helps bring out the I don't know, it really does suit the part in general. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this is what's pretty much going to connect to the side of the turbo on the manifold, and this is going to run down and pretty much connect to the test pipe. Next up is the test pipe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know for sure if it's a test pipe, but I'm under assumption it is. If you have any better knowledge than me, feel free to drop it in the comments below. But this is the test pipe that will connect to that flex pipe on the downpipe. That's a lot of pipes. No homo. So if you ever looked inside the 4th gen Eclipse, you notice the exhaust wraps underneath the motor, and then before it gets to the actual center line of the car underneath it, it kind of hikes up over the front rear axle or the front axle in order to clear. So that's what this little hump is. So this is how it will sit in the car, and it's a frame that runs across underneath it. So this is to clear it, and this end part will need to be welded to your current existing exhaust in order for it to, actually go somewhere. Overall, like I said, I like this part too. I'm just excited to get the car finally turbocharged, but in general, this is the shape and look of what you'll need for that test pipe in order to connect to the downpipe of the turbo. This is also made by Alex, 100% custom made. Sorry I don't have any exact prices on any of this, but like I said, Alex has always been a fairly well-priced dude, so it's nothing that's gonna break the bank. And like I said, the price tag over everything is about $3 grand. So that's still pretty approachable for a turbo in general, because most turbos will run much more than that. Next up, big old Mishimoto intercooler. So this is the Mishimoto intercooler. This is about 162 bucks. You don't need nothing big. I know I was just talking about big, but this one is fairly small, if you ask me. So give me 1 second. Uh-oh, almost dropped it. I've already opened up most of this stuff, guys, so I just like looking at things before I finally put them back into storage. Let's get this out of the way. So I believe this is the J series for the intercooler. Like I said, fairly small, but it's more than enough to do the job of turbocharging the 4G69. You can go bigger, but it's not necessary from what I've been told. For reference, there's my arm. Just enough to get the job done, but it's still made by a great company, so quality. I like it, it looks great. Got a Mishimoto running across the top. And like I said, you get these for about 162 off of Mishimoto's website in general. There goes one of the inlet outlet thingies. And yeah. That's what's going to connect to your charge piping and obviously circulate back to the turbo. This is the intercooler most people do run on the platform when they turbocharge. So keep your eyes out for this if this is what you have an idea for with the platform. It's just easier to fit inside of the mouth section of the car, because these cars are never designed to have turbos in general, so there's not a lot of work down there to be had as far as configuring something to fit. Next up, big old Japanese swirler boy. So, long story short, this turbo kit is so custom made. There are a multitude of things you can do in order to complete your own kit. There's plenty of dudes in the 4G community running like precision turbos or Borg Warners or more expensive turbos than this. So if you just want to get in the game, you do not have to spend thousands or 800s or hundreds of dollars on a big fancy turbo. This is a max speeding rod turbo. I hope I said that right. But long story short, this is what the eBay turbos pretty much are, even though this one came from Amazon. This one specifically was given to me by the 4Gen community dude, but this one was damaged in shipping. The blades on the turbine are shattered and cracked. So he of course he worked it out. So I got the refund and I bought me an actual turbo. Just another version of this. This one came off of Amazon. This one came from eBay. I do have plans to run a precision turbo in the future, but as of now, I just want to get the car situated with boost, and I'll circle back to all of that. But this turbo, I know for sure, only goes for about 180, no more than 200 bucks. We'll get your hands on this turbo, and the quality, as y'all saw in my last video about trying to turbocharge the Eclipse, and I'm going out on a limb for Alex here. eBay turbos or these more low-end turbos have came so far in technology and materials, you won't even really notice the difference. But every turbo has different personality, so we'll see when it comes time for me to upgrade to a much more expensive boy turbo, what difference it makes over a $200 turbo. And obviously that's just a video right there explaining what's the difference between something so much more approachable and something so much more off the line. But the turbo is fairly big. I would say so myself. I see the inlet stuff are, I guess, fairly small, but this is the first turbo I've ever had. So you can tell me, like I said, drop in the comments below what you experienced or what you currently have type stuff. But as you can see, the inlet and this outlet or inlet outlet. Sorry, it's been a long day. Let's see. Yeah, just trying not to damage the table because it is fairly heavy. There goes the turbine section. From that side, and then the exhaust side. So I think it's a fairly bulletproof looking turbo. I think it's, for something that's only 200 bucks, I think it's great. Like I said, this is the damaged one. The legitimate one is much more solid and prettier than this, to be honest. So I like the product. I think it's going to perform pretty well. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes. All right, next. Big old box. So I'm not going to go on a whole limb out about this because it's kind of self-explanatory. When you turbocharge a car, you need to have piping to run to your intercooler. This is universal piping that we end up getting for the Eclipse. And kind of already came with like this I won't say powder coat, but kind of the same deal as the manifold piping and the downpipe. So it's gonna go nice to the colors of my car, obviously, but there are different options you can pick, like full-on polished aluminum, I'm guessing. This is more of a functional type of setup. I don't feel like cleaning this all the time, you know. But this is your charge piping that you'll need to run to the intercooler. You'll get a bunch of bands and stuff like that. You get a bunch of connection bands for the piping, as well as a bunch of rubber connectors and stuff like that for different angles and things like that. This is pretty much a universal thing. I think you can buy this on eBay or Amazon for about no more than 200. I want to say, but don't quote me on it. But it's not nothing that's gonna break the bank. Like everything else in this kit, nothing's really gonna truly break the bank. So, not going to great detail on this. This is pretty much intercooler piping or charge piping that you'll need for the intercooler and the kit. Next up, we have an Amazon oil catch can. I believe I paid about 80, 50 bucks for this catch can. It's not the biggest and it's not like nothing stupid crazy, but it's enough to get the job done. Comes with a general picture and instructions you need to pretty much get it going. You get a bunch of different fittings and nipple heads and stuff like that, and looks like metal bands and things like that to hold down on the hoses. They send you a general hose as well. I don't know specifically what my guy's gonna do once he gets his hands on all this, or he's gonna utilize all of it, but this is stuff that comes with the kit straight off of Amazon. Looks like you get some tape with it as well. Don't know specifically, it's probably not just tape. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me it's something else. You get a little breather. I've been told the breather, if you do decide to go this Amazon oil catch can, I'm told the breather does not work well as far as holding in that oil. I've been told to pretty much, I'll show you in 1 second, to pretty much leave the metal bolt on top, and that works much better. This is still all completely new to me, so like I said, feel free to blow the comments up and enlighten anybody else who's trying to turbocharge the Eclipse, because this is about to be a new learning experience for me. But this is the catch can. It's about the size of a tiny mug. Obviously my head and hands for reference, you see it. Not the biggest thing, but still the quality seems there in place. You screw it on the bottom. There you go. Yeah. I like it. I think it's pretty bang for your buck, and I love me a bang for a buck type of deal. You screw it back on. It gives you like a little dipstick that you also screw across. Check for the oil and stuff like that, and screw it back in. Of course, you gotta figure out how to mount it. It comes with the inlets and outlets for the. And I know I sound so crazy, guys, but like I said, this is all genuinely new to me. But it comes with the inlets and outlets you need for the oil system. And like I said, the bolts on top can be removed. I don't know what will go there in its place other than the breather, but I'm gonna leave the bolts in place unless my guy says otherwise. So let's get all this back into this packaging. Next up, piece of resistance. Something I've been wanting in the car for the longest. And I'm not gonna take it out because it looks like I've already taped it back up to keep everything in its place. But this is the gauge pod, 3-tier gauge pod for the 4th Gen Eclipse. It'll sit in the car, something like that. Y'all know, like if this is driver's seat, there's a gauge pod, and the 3 gauges running down the A-pillar. That's what this is. Got this from Glow Shift for about 40-ish bucks, give or take. Like I said, they make it specifically for the Eclipse. We'll see how well it actually fits into place, but it looks like it's literally just a housing. I don't think there's nothing that complicated to it, but this is from Glow Shift. I'm sorry, I'm spazzing out because I'm thinking about the different gauges I'll run. I know on my paper, it may be different for everybody, but I will be running did I write it down? Boost gauge, obviously, oil pressure, and probably a battery voltage gauge, but that could change. I may have really a handful of gauges. I'd like to get a universal gauge that could go between several different ones. Boost, oil pressure, oil temp, and probably another one for battery voltage or something. Oh, air-fuel ratio. I don't know why I didn't write that down, but definitely an air-fuel ratio gauge. Glow Shift, about 40 bucks. Gives you something nice to look at while you're driving. Next up is the Manifold Gasket. So I got this off of Rock Auto, I believe. This is about 20 bucks, 20, 40 bucks maybe, give or take, like I said. It's recommended you go with the full metal gasket because anything else is apparently will be melted out or blown out by the turbo, and these hold up much more to the test of time and durability in general. So Rock Auto. You may be confused when you go on there. If you do use Rock Auto, you will have to select the one for, like, I believe a 2006, not a 2011, but a 2006 is pretty much the same outlay as the 2011. I don't know why they have it separated like that, but this is the manifold that you will need in order to run the kit. Something quick and simple, more V-bands. Little packaging that came in. I wonder if that fit in there. No, it does not. That's weird. But yeah, just more V-bands for the kit. This one's actually a little bent. Oh, never mind. That just shows how much I know. But yeah, more V-bands to lock things down and for the piping on the kits that y'all saw. Yeah, nothing more to it about that. V-bands. I hope I'm saying it right too, but next, you know. Next up, your new injectors. So the 4th Gen Eclipse injectors are not powerful enough in order to run boost on the car by itself. You will need to upgrade your injectors. There are plenty of other options, but me still being me, cost effective, and of course doing this for the masses, trying to help y'all figure out the cheapest way to get to it. Now there's a bad way, there's just different ways. You can run WRX injectors. These came from Rock Auto. I don't have exact names or nothing specifically when I said WRX injectors, but you don't have to run no $500 injectors. I think these all together cost me about, I want to say about $125, $150. 2008 Subaru Impreza 2.5 liter turbocharged injectors. The part number is, I believe, G5-842-12341. I bought 4 of them, and they are plug and play directly into the Eclipse. So even though there are 4 Subarus, they work on our platform. And like I said, these are already rated to handle a turbocharged motor that they're supposed to go into, but they work seamlessly with ours, from what I've been told. So this will save you a good couple, $300-400 on injectors. I don't know the exact injecting CC, but I want to say they're about 450. Don't quote me on that. But these are what you will need in order to run the car with boost, without, like I said, breaking the bank. Yeah. Little blue things. I know you can get the paint tops, but like I said, I went with these instead. And like I said, getting them from Rock Auto, you get the trusted, well-known part, and nothing that's sketchy or anything like that. So make sure when you buy them, you buy 4 of them. And like I said, this is what you'll pretty much swap out of your Eclipse injectors for these, and these should get the job done. So we'll see. We'll see. Right. Next we have the Wastegate. Oh! This that just so happened to drop out. This is the mating piece to the back of the turbo that will bolt to the downpipe with the V-band. I just took it off the turbo that broke and just never put it back on a new one. Same deal, will have to be custom made from Alex. Great job. Like I said, can't wait to run all this stuff. So I'm gonna set this back over here because I'm gonna put that back in the box. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tial or Tial Wastegate. About $250 to get your hands on something like this. And like I said, if it's not the wastegate, it's the blow-off valve. Correct me if I am wrong, but I believe this is the wastegate. Not really much to show here. Like I said, this is an actual manufacturer part that's just for general turbocharging cars. So it's not nothing you have to get custom made or nothing like that. In the box, that's weird. The box doesn't really say nothing on it either. Like you get some extra piping with it too for connect, and then you get the idea. Next is a pretty well-known company for it. This is a precision turbo blow-off valve. Blow-off valve. Looks pretty similar to the wastegate for the most part. Like I said, this all will be brand new to me because I don't know what any of this stuff does. But soon I'll be finding out. So with the precision turbo blow-off valve, you get the actual blow-off valve, and this is the part that will connect to the side of the turbo manifold, right there, or probably like right here. You get the idea. And then the actual dump pipe will probably run down the side, or depending however you want to do it, send out the roof or send out the hood, whatever the case may be. But that is where the blow-off valve connects to on the turbo manifold. So when you order the precision turbos blow-off valve, what you get inside of it is a handful of springs and stuff like that. I guess to set different preloads inside the wastegates, the blow-off valve. And I don't really know what any of this stuff does yet, so I'm pretty intrigued to see how these different things will work together in order to build power in the car. You get a few different hardwares, more gaskets and bolts. Same deal, more bolts and different flanges and stuff like that in order to run the blow-off valve. Next is the manual boost controller. Haven't cracked this guy open yet, haven't really seen the need to. I kind of see pretty much what it is right there. But this is a Vibrant Performance manual boost controller. I do not know how much these go for, but you will need this in order to manually control the boost level in the car. There are different ways to go across doing that, but this is what came with the kit when I purchased it off the 4th Gen community. So I'm just running with it. If we may need to change in the future, I'll let y'all know, but we're gonna see what it does when it's time to actually plug everything up. I do not know how much these go for if I didn't say that already, but Vibrant Performance boost controller. Okay, guys, well, I guess that is about all the parts I had. I thought I had more than that, but like I said, it's not a super complicated kit for the most part. Everything's very approachable with this motor because if you pop the hood, you already see that mostly everything is right there in front of you. So this is honestly a kit. I feel like if you were mechanically inclined enough or had the patience enough or just had the balls enough to do it, you can knock this out yourself. So now that y'all saw pretty much what I do have, which is about 85% of the kit, all that is left after that is you'll need new oil lines and oil pan to run the turbo lines and stuff like that. You'll need an Omni-powered 3-bar map sensor. I don't know specifically what any of that means, but I've been told that's pretty much how the car will be able to handle the boost much better prior to using what already comes in the car. It's a sensor that you need. Just know you need it. Then you also need a trans cooler, which is pretty cheap. You can find those in the Rock Auto for about 20-something bucks. If you want to be a bougie boy, you can go to Mishimoto. It's been about 100. I'm going to Rock Auto. You'll also need an oil cooler. You don't need an oil cooler, but I'm going to run one anyways. Dump pipe, like I said, running from the manifold down. You can send it through the hood. You can send it straight to the atmosphere. I don't know how you want to go about it, but you'll need a dump pipe. Obviously, your gauges. So the tune, in order to get the car tuned by Alex, is going to be about a $500 job. Tuned on a boosted platform. And like I said, this is done over the laptop, so you're going to plug it up to your car, you're going to plug the cable to the laptop, Alex is going to send you a tune, and you're pretty much going to go back and forth at that point. I will try to see once I get my base tune on the car so I can at least move it. I'm going to get it street tuned, and then I'm going to get a dyno tune, and then we're going to pretty much hone in on everything we have right here. That way me and Alex don't have to keep sending messages back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. And my installation cost is going to be about $700. I know everyone may be different, but that's about the price figure you could look at. But like I said, this is a kit you could probably jump on yourself if you're capable of. But if you do not, you know what to possibly have set aside in order to get someone to install this kit for you. I hope this video was a little helpful. I hope it was informative for you or giving you a new light or perspective on a few things. I'm sorry it took so long to create, but it's finally here. So you want to turbocharge your Eclipse Part 2. Expect the other parts to come as I continue to get more pieces and actually ready to install the kit, the aftermath. Y'all guys know the whole idea. If you have any questions about the platform, any questions about any of this in general, don't feel free to reach out to me in any way possible. I try my best to respond to everybody. Don't feel butthurt. If it takes a while, I will get to you as soon as I can. I'm a very busy person, so it's I don't know what I said. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting tired, but I'll try my best to reach out to everybody. Like I said, I'm going to put most of everyone's information in the description below as far as Alex, Unsupported Performance, and as far as the links for all this stuff goes, only because there's so much stuff. If you do have questions, message me directly and I'll help you try to source some of this stuff out for the most part, or at least give you the right direction. Because like I said, it's just a lot of stuff. I'll try my best to see what I can do, but for the most part, this will do it. So like I said, I'll catch y'all next time. And yeah, keep holding those dreams. See you.